You've probably been told that expensive electric mountain bikes are automatically better than cheaper alternatives. But what if I told you that some of the most expensive eMTBs on the market are actually the most dangerous to own? Electric mountain bikes with premium price tags, but catastrophic defects that'll leave you broke and burned. In this video, we're revealing the 17 worst electric mountain bikes for 2025, ranked by real regret data from expert reviews and safety recalls. And trust me, the bikes that made this list will shock you. From batteries that literally catch fire to frames that crack during normal riding, quality control is the industry's biggest failure. Watch every second of this countdown, because this isn't just a review. It's the difference between trail freedom and expensive disasters. Ignore this, and you'll join the thousands of riders who lost money on dangerous bikes that should never have been sold. Number 17, Giant Rainy Plus 2022. Starting our list is the 2022 Giant Rainy Plus, which demonstrates how even established manufacturers can produce electric mountain bikes with serious structural defects. This bike has earned its spot due to frame cracking issues that pose significant safety risks to riders. The most concerning problem involves frame cracks developing near the bottom of the down tube, particularly at the weld near the motor housing. These aren't minor cosmetic issues, but structural failures that can compromise the bike's integrity during riding. Frame cracks on mountain bikes are especially dangerous because they can lead to catastrophic failures on technical terrain. Users on eMTB forums have reported these cracks appearing during normal use, not from crashes or abuse. This suggests fundamental design or manufacturing flaw rather than isolated incidents caused by user error. When frame cracks develop from normal riding stresses, it indicates that the frame isn't properly engineered for the additional forces created by electric motors. For buyers, frame cracks represent both safety risks and expensive repair bills. Frame replacements or repairs can cost thousands of dollars, often approaching the value of a used bike. When structural integrity becomes questionable, riders face difficult decisions about whether to continue using potentially dangerous equipment. Number 16, Decathlon Rock Rider EST 100. The Decathlon Rock Rider EST 100 represents a classic case of marketing deception, where a bike is advertised as suitable for mountain biking, but lacks the components and design necessary for real trail use. This bike earns its place on our list by disappointing riders who expected genuine mountain bike capability. The component quality is fundamentally inadequate for mountain biking, with users on eMTB forums describing it as essentially a €200 city bike with a battery and motor attached. While this approach might work for urban commuting, it creates dangerous situations when riders take the bike on actual mountain bike trails. The motor and battery system, while functional for flat terrain, lacks the power and range needed for sustained climbing and technical trail riding. Mountain biking requires motors that can provide consistent assistance during long climbs and challenging terrain, not just basic propulsion for casual riding. Despite being marketed as an electric mountain bike, the EST 100 is more suited for bike paths and easy gravel roads. Riders who purchase this bike expecting genuine mountain bike performance find themselves with equipment that's inadequate for its intended purpose, leading to disappointment and potential safety issues. Number 15, Vitus eSummit. The Vitus eSummit earns its place on this list not necessarily due to fundamental bike design flaws, but because of customer service disasters that can turn minor issues into major headaches. Poor customer support from retailer chain reaction cycles has left many owners feeling abandoned when problems arise. Customer service problems become particularly frustrating with electric mountain bikes because these machines are complex and often require specialized knowledge for repairs and maintenance. When retailers or manufacturers provide inadequate support, even minor technical issues can become insurmountable problems for average riders. Users on eMTB forums have reported significant frustration with chain reaction cycle service, with many describing poor communication, long wait times, and inadequate technical support. Some users have become so frustrated that they've switched to different brands entirely, highlighting how poor service can overshadow product quality. Electric mountain bikes require ongoing support for software updates, component replacements, and technical troubleshooting. When this support is inadequate or unreliable, owners find themselves with expensive bikes they can't properly maintain or repair, turning their investment into a source of ongoing frustration. Number 14, Rocky Mountain Instinct PowerPlay C70. The Rocky Mountain Instinct PowerPlay C70 features a Dyname 4.0 motor that has drawn criticism from expert reviewers for inconsistent and quirky behavior. Motor reliability is crucial for electric mountain bikes, and when motors behave unpredictably, they can compromise both performance and safety. The Lone Wolf specifically highlighted the motor's inconsistent performance, describing it as quirky in ways that affect the riding experience. Inconsistent motor behavior can be particularly problematic on technical terrain where riders need predictable power delivery to maintain control and momentum. Motor quirks can manifest in various ways, including delayed power delivery, unexpected power surges, or inconsistent assistance levels that make it difficult for riders to anticipate the bike's behavior. These issues become especially problematic during technical climbing or in situations where precise power control is necessary for safety. For mountain bikers who rely on electric assistance for challenging terrain, motor reliability isn't just a convenience issue, but a safety concern. Unreliable motors can leave riders stranded in remote locations or create dangerous situations when power delivery becomes unpredictable during critical moments. Number 13, Superior EXF9039B. The Superior EXF9039B represents the challenges facing budget electric mountain bikes that promise mountain bike performance at significantly lower prices. While the lower cost might seem attractive, the performance compromises create bikes that disappoint when faced with real mountain biking demands. The Lone Wolf noted significant performance gaps in budget models like the Superior, particularly in areas like component quality, suspension performance, and overall trail capability. These aren't minor differences, but fundamental limitations that affect the bike's ability to handle mountain bike terrain safely and effectively. Budget electric mountain bikes often use lower quality components that may look similar to premium parts, but lack the durability and performance needed for sustained trail use. Cheaper suspension components, for example, may not provide adequate control or may fail prematurely under the additional stresses created by electric motor systems. The motor and battery systems in budget electric mountain bikes are typically less powerful and have shorter range than premium systems, limiting the bike's capability on long or challenging rides. When motor assistance is inadequate for steep climbs or technical terrain, riders find themselves with heavy, unwieldy bikes that are difficult to pedal without power. Number 12, Salsa Notch Diore. The Salsa Notch Diore falls into the category of budget electric mountain bikes that struggle to deliver the performance needed for serious trail riding. The Lone Wolf indicated that budget eMTBs like this one face significant challenges competing with higher-end options in terms of overall capability and durability. Budget constraints force compromises in component selection that become apparent during demanding trail conditions. The Diore group set, while functional, represents entry-level mountain bike components that may not withstand the additional stresses created by electric motor assistance over time. Handling characteristics often suffer in budget electric mountain bikes due to geometry compromises needed to accommodate lower-cost frames and components. Poor handling becomes particularly problematic on technical terrain where precise control is essential for both performance and safety. The suspension components typically used in budget electric mountain bikes often lack the sophistication and adjustability needed to properly handle the additional weight in different dynamics created by electric motor systems. Inadequate suspension performance affects both comfort and control, making challenging terrain more difficult and potentially dangerous. Range limitations from smaller or lower quality battery systems can leave riders stranded on longer rides or limit their ability to tackle challenging terrain that requires sustained motor assistance. When battery capacity is inadequate for intended use, the electric assistance becomes unreliable rather than helpful. Number 11, Polygon Colossus N8E. The Polygon Colossus N8E exemplifies the performance limitations that plague many budget electric mountain bikes attempting to deliver genuine trail capability at significantly reduced prices. The Lone Wolf noted that budget eMTBs like this model lag significantly behind premium options in overall performance and reliability. Component quality represents a major limitation, with budget electric mountain bikes often using parts that appear adequate on paper, but fail to deliver the performance and durability needed for sustained mountain bike use. These compromises become apparent quickly when bikes are used for their intended purpose on challenging terrain. The motor and battery integration in budget models often lacks the sophistication found in premium systems, resulting in less efficient power delivery, shorter range, and potentially less reliable operation. When motor systems are compromised to meet budget targets, the entire electric mountain bike experience suffers. Suspension performance typically suffers in budget electric mountain bikes due to cost constraints that force manufacturers to use lower quality dampers and springs that can't properly handle the unique dynamics of electric mountain bikes. Poor suspension affects both control and comfort on technical terrain. Number 10, Canyon Strive, ONCFR Underdog. The Canyon Strive on CFR Underdog demonstrates how even bikes from established manufacturers can suffer from significant issues when budget constraints force compromises in critical safety systems. The Lone Wolf specifically highlighted brake performance as a major weak point that compromises both safety and confidence. Brake issues on electric mountain bikes are particularly concerning because these bikes are heavier than traditional mountain bikes and often achieve higher speeds, making effective braking even more critical for safety. When brake systems are inadequate, riders face increased risks during descents and emergency stopping situations. The budget positioning of this model within Canyon's lineup means components that might be adequate for lighter traditional mountain bikes may be overwhelmed by the additional demands created by electric motor systems and increased weight. This mismatch between component capability and actual demands creates safety concerns. Performance detriments compared to higher-priced competitors become apparent when budget electric mountain bikes are used for demanding trail conditions. While these bikes may function adequately on easier terrain, their limitations become dangerous liabilities on technical trails where reliable performance is essential. Before we continue with the top 9 most regrettable electric mountain bikes, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content about avoiding expensive mountain biking disasters. Number 9. AirieWire Peak 2.0 Pro. The AirieWire Peak 2.0 Pro represents the fundamental challenges facing budget electric mountain bikes that attempt to deliver premium performance at significantly reduced prices. The Lone Wolf noted that budget eMTBs like this one exhibit significant performance detriments that become apparent when compared to higher-end alternatives. Budget electric mountain bikes often use motor systems that lack the power and sophistication needed for challenging mountain bike terrain. When motor assistance is inadequate for steep climbs or technical sections, riders find themselves struggling with heavy bikes that are difficult to pedal without power assistance. Component compromises in budget models affect every aspect of the riding experience, from shifting performance to suspension effectiveness. These compromises may not be immediately apparent during casual riding but become significant limitations when bikes are used for demanding mountain bike applications. Frame construction in budget electric mountain bikes often involves materials or manufacturing processes that may not provide the stiffness and durability needed for aggressive trail riding. When frames flex excessively or develop problems under load, the entire riding experience suffers and safety concerns arise. The cumulative effect of these compromises means that budget electric mountain bikes like the Peak 2.0 Pro often fail to deliver the mountain bike experience that riders expect, leading to disappointment and regret when the bikes prove inadequate for their intended purpose. Number 8. Trek Fuel XC8 GX-AXS Transmission. The Trek Fuel XC8 GX-AXS earns its place on this list despite being a premium-priced bike at $7,399 because it fails to deliver performance that justifies its high cost. Outdoor Gear Lab gave it a score of 76 out of 100, noting significant limitations that make it a poor value proposition. Low battery capacity creates range limitations that restrict the bike's usefulness for longer rides or challenging terrain that requires sustained motor assistance. When expensive electric mountain bikes have inadequate battery capacity, riders feel cheated by the poor value proposition and limited capability. The power rating of 6.0 out of 10 indicates that motor assistance is inadequate for the bike's price point and intended use. Serious mountain bikers expect robust motor assistance that can handle sustained climbing and challenging terrain. not marginal performance that leaves them struggling on difficult sections. Heavyweight compounds the power and range limitations by making the bike more difficult to pedal when motor assistance is inadequate or battery charge is low. Electric mountain bikes should feel nimble and responsive, not heavy and cumbersome when riders need to rely on pedal power. Number 7. Santa Cruz Heckler SLR. The Santa Cruz Heckler SLR suffers from multiple issues that affect both performance and ownership experience, earning a score of 76 out of 100 from Outdoor Gear Lab, despite its premium $7,300 price point. The problems center around the Fazua motor system and associated integration issues. Fazua motor integration problems create ongoing reliability concerns that affect the bike's usability and owner confidence. Users on eMTB forums specifically advise avoiding Fazua motors due to reliability problems, suggesting systematic issues with this motor system rather than isolated incidents. Indexed crank noise represents a persistent annoyance that affects the riding experience and may indicate mechanical problems that could worsen over time. When expensive bikes develop noise issues, it suggests quality control problems and potential long-term reliability concerns. The lack of a range extender option limits the bike's versatility for longer rides or challenging terrain that requires sustained motor assistance. Premium electric mountain bikes should offer flexibility for different riding scenarios, not artificial limitations that restrict usability. Lower power output rated at 6.0 out of 10 means the motor assistance is inadequate for challenging mountain bike terrain, particularly given the bike's premium price point. Riders paying premium prices expect robust motor performance that can handle sustained climbing and technical terrain. Number 6. Specialized Turbo Levo SL Comp. The Specialized Turbo Levo SL Comp demonstrates how even bikes from prestigious manufacturers can disappoint when performance doesn't match pricing expectations. Despite costing $8,000, this bike received a score of 76 out of 100 from Outdoor Gear Lab due to significant limitations relative to its price. The $8,000 price point creates extremely high expectations for performance, capability, and overall ownership experience. When bikes at this price level have significant limitations, the disappointment and regret are proportionally greater because riders expect premium performance for premium prices. Limited range rated at 6.0 out of 10 is particularly disappointing for an expensive electric mountain bike because range limitations restrict the bike's usefulness for longer rides or challenging terrain. Premium electric mountain bikes should excel in range capability, not struggle with basic endurance requirements. The SL designation indicates this is a lighter weight electric mountain bike, but the compromises needed to achieve reduced weight appear to significantly impact performance and capability. When weight reduction comes at the expense of motor power and battery capacity, the benefits may not justify the performance sacrifices. Number 5. YT Decoy 29 Core 4. The YT Decoy 29 Core 4 received a score of 75 out of 100 from Outdoor Gear Lab, with specific concerns about battery capacity and motor reliability that can significantly impact the mountain biking experience. These issues become particularly problematic for riders who need reliable performance on challenging terrain. The 540 watt-hour battery capacity is inadequate for serious mountain bike use, particularly for longer rides or sustained climbing that requires continuous motor assistance. When battery capacity limits riding options, electric mountain bikes fail to deliver their primary benefit of extended range and capability. Short battery life restricts trail adventures and forces riders to constantly monitor power consumption rather than focusing on the riding experience. Range anxiety becomes a constant concern that detracts from the enjoyment and freedom that electric mountain bikes should provide. Minor motor rattle issues may seem insignificant initially, but often indicate underlying reliability problems that can worsen over time. Motor noises in electric mountain bikes suggest mechanical issues that could lead to more serious failures and expensive repairs. Number 4. Trek Rail 9.7. The Trek Rail 9.7 suffers from multiple serious issues that affect both safety and performance, earning a disappointing score of 74 out of 100 from Outdoor Gear Lab despite its premium $7,500 price point. The combination of structural and performance problems makes this bike particularly regrettable for buyers. Frame cracks near the battery compartment or shock mount represent serious structural defects that can compromise rider safety and require expensive repairs or frame replacement. When premium bikes develop frame cracks during normal use, it indicates fundamental engineering or manufacturing problems. Battery or motor rattles suggest loose mounting or internal component issues that can worsen over time and potentially lead to complete system failures. Rattling in electric mountain bike systems often indicates inadequate design or manufacturing that allows components to move and potentially damage each other. The $7,500 price creates high expectations for performance and reliability that the Rail 9.7 fails to meet. When expensive bikes have multiple significant problems, buyers experience extreme regret about their investment and may lose confidence in the brand entirely. Number 3, Commencal Metapower TR Ride. The Commencal Metapower TR Ride received a score of 75 out of 100 from Outdoor Gear Lab, with testers specifically noting handling issues in tight spots and component quality problems that significantly impact the riding experience. These issues make the bike frustrating to own and use for serious mountain biking. Mediocre suspension components fail to provide the control and comfort needed for challenging mountain bike terrain, particularly when dealing with the additional weight and different dynamics of electric mountain bikes. Poor suspension performance affects both safety and enjoyment on technical trails. The entry-level SRAM SX drivetrain represents a significant compromise for an electric mountain bike because these systems face additional stress from motor assistance and may not withstand heavy trail use. When drivetrains fail frequently, riders face ongoing maintenance costs and reliability concerns. Handling issues in tight spots creates safety concerns on technical terrain, where precise control is essential for navigating obstacles and maintaining momentum. Poor handling characteristics can turn challenging but manageable trail sections into dangerous situations for riders. Number 2, Airy Wire Peak 2.0 Comp. The Airy Wire Peak 2.0 Comp earned one of the lowest scores in our list at 71 out of 100 from Outdoor Gear Lab, making it a strong candidate for buyer regret due to multiple performance shortcomings that affect its usefulness as a mountain bike. The combination of problems makes this bike particularly unsuitable for serious trail riding. Low torque output limits the bike's ability to handle steep climbs and technical terrain where motor assistance is most needed. When electric mountain bikes lack adequate torque, they fail to provide the primary benefit that justifies their complexity and expense over traditional mountain bikes. Limited range rated at 6.0 out of 10 means the bike cannot support longer rides or sustain challenging terrain that requires continuous motor assistance. Range limitations force riders to constantly worry about battery life rather than focusing on enjoying their rides. Number 1, Santa Cruz Heckler 9. Topping our list is the Santa Cruz Heckler 9, a bike that represents the ultimate buyer regret because it combines premium pricing with serious safety defects that have led to an official Consumer Product Safety Commission recall. This bike demonstrates how even expensive bikes from prestigious manufacturers can have catastrophic problems. The 720 watt-hour lithium-ion battery overheating issue has created fire hazards serious enough to warrant an official CPSC recall, representing the most dangerous type of product defect possible. Battery fires can cause property damage, injuries, and even deaths, making this bike actively dangerous to own or operate. 3 reported fires have already caused property damage, proving that these aren't theoretical risks, but actual incidents that have harmed real people's property. When expensive bikes cause fire damage, the financial consequences can far exceed the original purchase price and create serious legal liability issues. The recall affects bikes from model years 2021 through 2025, meaning that thousands of potentially dangerous bikes may still be in circulation. Recent model years indicate that this is an ongoing problem rather than an isolated issue from older bikes that might have been addressed in newer versions. Despite no reported injuries yet, the fire hazard represents an unacceptable safety risk that makes the bike unsuitable for use regardless of its other performance characteristics. When transportation devices pose fire risks, any performance benefits become irrelevant compared to the potential for catastrophic consequences. These 17 electric mountain bikes represent a comprehensive guide to avoiding the most regrettable purchases in the electric mountain bike market. From budget bikes that promise more than they deliver to premium bikes with serious safety defects, these examples demonstrate the importance of thorough research before making expensive electric mountain bike investments. Now that you know the 17 electric mountain bikes that will destroy your dreams and bank account, you're probably wondering which eMTBs actually deliver on their promises without catching fire or cracking apart. Some electric mountain bikes are genuinely engineered for reliability and performance. That's what I reveal in my video, 20 Best Electric Mountain Bikes You Can Buy. Which bikes are built right and won't leave you regretting your investment.